Hey guys, welcome back to RevHp, and this is part 2 of the Ninja 650 service. In this video we're gonna basically change the coolant. We're gonna flush the old one out, and in part 1 we did the oil change. Please check out that video as well. In that video I do show how to remove this fairing as well, so it would help you out a lot. So as per the requirements for the coolant change, we are going to require a pan. I don't have a pan right now. I used it for my oil, so I'm going to use a bucket. Coolant, it takes around 1.2 liters of coolant, but I bought 2 liters. A funnel, distilled water, a ratchet, driver, and a 10mm and a 8mm socket. So yeah guys, the first step obviously would be taking the fairing off, but as I told you before, I've showed this in our previous video, the part 1 video of this series, and then the next step would be taking this bolt off. It's a 8mm. Be very careful with it and make sure the bike's completely cold, because this bolt can become very brittle and it's only tightened to about 10 Newton meters. Remember that. So just go ahead, make sure your radiator cap is closed for now. But yeah, so just go ahead, turn it counterclockwise very carefully. These bolts are really brittle, so yeah, it might come out with a lot of force, so be careful with that. Let's go ahead and open our radiator cap. There you go. You can control the flow based on the radiator cap, but if you have a bucket like mine, you can just take it off like so. Keep it aside, make sure it's not gonna get dirty. So yeah, let it drain completely. You can squeeze these pipes a bit just in case if you feel there might be some coolant in there, but as you can see, mine was pretty straightforward. Yeah, at this point we would have to remove this bottle as well. So, grab yourself some pliers and just move these clamps behind, so we can actually remove the hoses. You know what, it might be a better idea to remove the top one. Just because the coolant might come gushing out from this side. So yeah, sorry about that. Just put this clamp back like so. The cap is quite tight, so yeah, there you go. As you can see, the coolant has almost come out fully. We'll get back to that, but for now, just put finger tight this drain bolt. I'm really sorry again, I totally forgot about this crush washer which is there on this bolt. Please, you guys, get yourself one. It's recommended that you change it every time you do a coolant flush. So yeah, at this point, just loosen this bolt and the top one as well. We are doing this because we are going to remove the bottle, the reservoir I mean, and clean it. Take our times and clean it. It's fine if you clean this part with this bottle with normal water, but please do flush it with some distilled water right after. Yeah, there you go. Just drain it out into this same bucket. Yeah, take your time and just clean this reservoir out under a tap, and after you do clean it, don't forget to flush it with some distilled water. So yeah guys, we have cleaned out this reservoir bottle, and we're gonna put this back for now and fill it with some distilled water along with the radiator as well. Both of them, make sure you fill them with distilled water just to flush the system out. But before you do, make sure you tighten this bolt as well. Do not tighten it with a ratchet. Please use a driver because it limits your torque and leverage over it. It just takes 10 Newton meters. You don't have to over tighten this. It can shear off. So yeah, once that part is done, just fill it with some distilled water right here. Yeah, just be careful though. Let's go ahead. Just fill it to the middle part over here, and install this clamps and pipes, I mean hoses as well. Let's go ahead, do that. Top one too. To check the level, it's on the other side, but I know it's at the higher end of the bottle. You don't have to check it while filling the distilled water. Just close this part and then go ahead and fill your radiator completely. Be careful, it may drip. It's always better if you have someone around, but yeah. Fill it up till the brim of the radiator. At this point, just go ahead and close up your radiator cap like so. Close it up. It's gonna have like sort of 2 clicks, and at that point you're gonna know, okay, that the radiator is tight. Before you do move ahead, just check for any leaks over here at the drain bolt. If not, you're good to go ahead. And actually start the bike. You gotta start it and let it run for a few minutes such that the cooling system starts running. The radiator fan should start, and actually it should also turn off, just allowing the coolant to move around. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna get back after the distilled water has circulated throughout the system. So yeah guys, at this point, after you have allowed the bike to run for a few minutes and the cooling system to turn on and circulate, also allow it to turn off as well, which means the engine has come down to a safe temperature at which the cooling system or the radiator fan would go off. So after all of that is done, turn off the bike, let it cool for this one has taken us like around 30 minutes for it to cool where it's safe to touch, because these bolts, again, they can shear off. Do the same thing as before. Loosen this bolt to drain out the distilled water from the system. Yep. Keep that bolt aside, keep it safe, and just carry a bucket a bit because it's gonna come out with a lot of pressure. So yeah, there you go. Make sure you have a big enough bucket because it might overflow as well. So just in case, if you want to be 100% sure, we can put some more distilled water, just like so. You don't have to start it or anything. Leave that bottom bolt open, the drain bolt, and start pouring. It should just come out like so. As you can see, it's coming out right there. I mean, to be honest, that's enough because it's already running quite clear. It's transparent, as you can see. Take your 8mm socket as before and just loosen this. Same thing as before. Yep. There you go. And empty out the distilled water from this bottle as well, I mean the reservoir. Yeah, that's it. At this point, once the system has flushed out completely, put your bottle, I keep calling it a bottle, it is, but the appropriate term would be reservoir. So just install it back, tighten it up, that's it, and reinstall these hoses. Like so. That's it. Put this pipe back on. Again, hose. And I cannot stress this enough, please do not tighten this with a ratchet. I can almost say for sure that the bolt is gonna shear. So just tighten it with a driver as much as possible. That's it, 10 Newton meters. This point we can go ahead and fill the radiator up with our new coolant. I'm using the Motocool Expert by Motul. So yeah, just go ahead and fill up the radiator first. Be really careful while filling it. Make sure you're not spilling anything. Even if you do spill some, you can just put some water and wash it off later. Yeah, but fill this radiator completely till the brim. Fill it till the top. You can squeeze the pipes just so that the fluid can move around and the air may escape. through the system, but as you can see, the coolant has reached the top actually. I think that should be enough for now. We can obviously check it again later, but as long as you can see the fluid at the top of the radiator, that should be enough. Yeah, 2 clicks right there, and at this point just open up the reservoir. And if you see from the other side, there are going to be 2 lines. This is the lower mark and this is the upper mark, so you should keep it somewhere in the middle, because once it does circulate, you should sometimes leave a little bit of headroom for the level to come up. So it's not the best idea to keep it completely full. Go ahead, close up the reservoir cap, make sure that's tight as well. And finally, one last check at this bolt, the drain bolt. Yeah, that's tight too. The coolant change at this point and flush is pretty much done. But just to verify that everything's working perfectly, you can start the bike, let it run, let the cooling system turn on, and yeah, at that point you can go ahead and just screw back on all your side fairings. And that's pretty much it for this video. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Please stay tuned for more DIYs. And yeah, this is Chris from RevHp signing out. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.